guys, and welcome back to Reading Club. Today I'm going to read you Franny K.Stein, Mad Scientist, Lunch Walks Among Us, Chapter 13 to the last chapter. Chapter 13, The Final Inning. Franny watched calmly as Miss Shelley fell toward the ground, screaming. Then, with the loudest puff sound anybody had ever heard, Miss Shelley fell right into the big, squishy pile of white bread, completely unharmed. Franny turned to the lunch meat creature. "Now, my lunch meat abomination, go get the pumpkin-headed creep." The lunch meat creature grabbed the flagpole tightly and pulled until Bogonia-flavored sweat dripped off its forehead. Finally, with a monstrous groan, the lunch meat creature ripped the flagpole right out of the ground, causing a very angry pumpkin crab monster to fall and hit the pavement with a ground-shaking crash. The pumpkin crab monster got to its feet and growled. It began stomping towards the kids. It was almost on top of them when Franny, the only kid that did not look worried, calmly whistled. Suddenly, a cloud of bats flew down from the sky and grabbed the pumpkin crab monster by the arms. "Batter up," she said. The bats flew as fast as they could with the pumpkin crab monster, and they headed right for the lunch meat creature, who had the flagpole up on its shoulder. The bats dropped their burden just in time for the lunch meat creature to bring the pole around like a giant baseball bat and connect with the pumpkin crab monster as if it was a giant, stinky softball. With a loud crack, it went hurtling off into the sky, never to be seen or heard from again. "Home run!" shouted Franny. Then Franny turned around and saw the shocked and horrified kids huddled around an equally shocked and horrified Miss Shelley. They looked more scared of her than ever. Franny had the sad, sinking feeling that she had saved the day, but had lost all of her friends. Chapter 14, Easy Come, Easy Go. I could possibly take the lunch meat creature apart and make her sandwiches again, Franny offered weakly. "And sorry about the flagpole, Miss Shelley," Franny said, "and about the wall my lunch meat creature smashed through. Sorry about your pants, kid," she said to the boy who had wet his pants and who was now getting pretty tired of people talking about it. The kids all just stood there, trembling. They didn't say a thing. Franny turned away and walked home, sadder and lonelier than ever before. Chapter 15, Back to the Grind. The next day, Franny went to school as herself. There was no reason to pretend anymore. The kids were afraid of her and probably always would be. Worse yet, Miss Shelley was probably afraid of her now, too. Franny opened the door to her classroom slowly. Suddenly, a giant cheer went up from the kids inside. "Hooray for Franny!" they yelled. "Hooray, hooray, hooray!" Franny looked around, stunned. The kids were all hugging her and thanking her for saving them. "Thank you," Miss Shelley said, and hugged her closest of all. Franny was shocked. She fumbled over her words. You're welcome." "Your monster fixed the flagpole and the wall," Miss Shelley said, "and it did such a great job, the principal wants to hire it to work here." The lunch meat monster waved and grinned proudly. "You're the coolest, Franny," the kids shouted. "You're not scared of me?" Franny asked. "Well, it would be hard not to be a little scared. I mean, you did make a monster out of cold cuts," one girl said, "but still, you're our friend, and that makes it all okay." "Friend?" Franny said. "Yeah, I'm your friend. Just the way I am, just the way you are. Friends." Chapter 16, Weird, but I still like them. They didn't always like the same things, but they were all still friends. After that, the other girls decided that Champolina and Uzette actually were pretty fun. And Franny learned how to enjoy an occasional peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And together they figured out a way to play softball with both kind of bats. It was an unusual friendship, but a great one, and considering how experiments often end up for mad scientists, Franny thought this one had gone pretty darn well. So that's the end of this book. I hope you enjoyed my readings of it. And if you liked it, please click many likes and subscribe Reading Club.